Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be building some cottages in a tulip field. I would like to build on this large lot where Pet Paradise used to be. I think because the lot is so large, we should divide up the lot kind of roughly just to begin with so we know what's going to go where. I'm kind of imagining two cottages kind of near each other, kind of near the front of the lot, a little bit of space in between, and then maybe a third cottage lengthways at the back of the lot. This is very approximate so we can see how much space we're dealing with. I think it would be nice to have some kind of pond or body of water in the middle here, and then we're going to surround everything with tulips and some other flowers as well. I'm placing a few fences and hedges down just to get a feel for what we might be using, because I kind of want different parts of the lot to be enclosed and sort of separated out. I'm imagining, for example, this cottage. This is going to be our first cottage. We're probably going to have like a little private vegetable garden that's going to be separate from the fields of tulips and other flowers. And I think with this cottage over here, I want it to basically be the same floor plan, but I don't think they should be exactly opposite each other. I'm wondering if maybe we could bring this cottage a bit further down towards the road. I think adding this little curve in the side of the wall gives this passageway a nice shape in between the two houses, and these are going to be the entrances to the cottages, and then we'll have basically the same floor plan for both of them. I think having a little vegetable garden at the back of this house would be quite nice. I've got the third cottage outlined. It's the same size as the first two. I've added a little pool of water here. I'm not sure if we're going to keep it there because it might be a little bit in the way, but I do think so far there's plenty of space between everything. Like you got 2 tiles here, 3 tiles over here. So it's not that it's super cramped, but I don't know if it's going to end up looking a bit strange there, so we'll have to see. Let's add some interior doors. It's just going to be a door for the bathroom and a door for the bedroom. I don't think we'll have the bathroom as an ensuite. We'll just have it leading out into the main living area, and we're going to keep that the same in all 3 cottages. I hardly ever use these Solana Vista windows, so I think it would be a good idea to try and use them. I think they could look quite nice in a sort of cottagey style, but it's not going to be like super cozy cottage necessarily. I think the interior of each cottage will be slightly different with certain similarities. Like I think I want to have, for example, the same kitchen fittings in each cottage, kind of like they've all been initially furnished, and then it's kind of up to the individual owner to personalize the rest of the house. I've put plain wood flooring in all of the cottages, and I think we're going to add just plain wallpaper and then go in and change a few things once we personalize each cottage. I think I want this first house to have a kind of beige and blue theme in keeping with the kitchen counters, which I think will keep the same in all of the houses. Okay, I've kind of finished furnishing this first cottage. Everything's ended up quite blue with, I guess, some touches of other colors as well. It feels more like a holiday cottage for some reason. It doesn't feel like a cottage somebody would actually live in. I think it's the 2 single beds as the main bedroom. It doesn't feel like an adult's main bedroom that would have a double bed. But I really like having these 2 single beds with their own bedside table and then the big window behind with something else on the windowsill. I think it looks really nice, even though it's very simple. And I was thinking I wanted to have the same blue cabinets and kitchen appliances kind of built into all of the cottages, but now I'm thinking I maybe want to make each house more different, maybe kind of like a color theme. Like I've painted the outside of this house this sort of salmony dusty pink color, so maybe we could do a sort of a brown dark pink. I'm not sure, we'll see. And then this house is kind of like a light green, so we could do just a green and a beige, kind of like how the first house is a blue and a beige. Yeah, I think I am going to change the cabinets. And we'll go for some more like brown with a kind of marbled, dusty pink top. I think we'll keep the fridge and the oven though. The Gothic Revival bench that kind of looks like a church pew, it's a bit severe maybe for a living room, but also why not? We don't even have to have a television, we could have some other form of entertainment. Okay, this is what we've got for the second cottage. Quite a lot of dark wood, it looks quite traditional. The toilet, shower and sink are the same as the first cottage, and I think we'll keep that the same for the third as well. So it's a little bit more plain looking, a bit more standard. For the beige and green cottage, I think we could go for a darker green wall paint on the inside. I don't know if that makes the room look a little bit small though. Or maybe we could use it in the kitchen area, but then use something else for the main living area. I'm going to change the kitchen cabinets again. These are kind of the classic green tiled counters, but they don't really go with that wall covering. Maybe it could work. Actually, I quite like this dark green paneling. I think we will have a TV in this cottage. Let's just move the dining table over a little bit. Or what if we had a pool table? What if we just moved this green couch? Is that a bit too tight? Or we could even put the couch in the bedroom. Okay, maybe not have the TV. I'm not sure, let's see. I think it could be taking up too much space. But if we add a couple of chairs around the edge of the room, maybe a couple of plants. I don't know, I feel like this way each of the cottages has got a different main entertainment source, rather than everybody just having a TV. Well, we've still got a bookcase for reading books and studying. Maybe we could add an easel or something. I've started adding some tulips outside in this field, next to the green cottage. I also thought it would be quite nice to have a clock tower with some benches. I mean, it's kind of giving community lot, but this is a community lot in a way because it's a place for different sim households to live together. So that is like the community, even though it's not community in the sense of everybody in town is going to come here to hang out. So maybe it's fine to have a kind of community feel. Not completely sure what floor tile we should use outside because there's quite a lot of paths connecting the different parts of the lot, which I think is necessary so that everything feels kind of structured. I don't know. Let's add some more tulips on this side of the house. I think we could have a fountain as well because I was kind of thinking it might be nice to have a fountain in this sort of central area between the three houses, but there's not really space, or I don't know, there is space, but I quite like the clock tower and the benches. Maybe we could have a fountain over here. I really don't know what we're going to do with the different tiles though, because I've got so many different ones going on. And I'm not sure if it really makes sense. I'm also using a lot of different fences. I think because we're using so many tulips, I kind of want other aspects of the decor to be different. Normally you'd have like one style of fence and then probably vary the flowers, like maybe have more of a mix. Whereas, I mean, I've put a few daffodils along here. I put some poppies in those little planter boxes outside the houses here at the front. So it's not all tulips, but I feel like because tulips are kind of the main flower that we've got, maybe it's fine to mix and match the fences. Okay, here's what I've done for this little area. I've gone for this wrought iron fence that I was thinking of using at the front of the lot before, but I thought it would look quite nice to put some of these pink trees in between the fence rather than just making it one long fence. Then there's no gap here in between this little sitting area and the tulips, so you're very much immersed in the tulip field. I've put kind of a mini daffodil field here as well, just to break up the tulips a little bit. And then there's a little dirt path down here where you can come and do some butter churning. I also put a little bit more in this field, which is at the side of the blue house. We've got a wax and honey maker and another easel. And I've kind of kept the whole like varying of the fences thing going on, but maybe it's a little bit less dramatic. Like we've got this brick wall security fencing, and then below box hedge. This fence that I was going to use over here, but I decided not to use. So we've still got that, but it's just kind of like separating the different fields a little bit. And then as well as a black fence here, we've got a row of trees. So I don't know, I think it's just like varying things a bit, so it feels a little bit less one formula. I don't know. Kind of like nature has taken over a little bit, even though the Sims are trying to tame nature, and maybe the Sims living here are gonna farm the tulips and then sell them in like a flower shop. And then obviously each house has a vegetable garden or some garden plots to grow grapes. So it's kind of like a farming community. The download link for this lot will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.